Good morning, my peeps. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. It is Thursday, April 30th, and boy, what a run. What a roller coaster of emotion for some of you guys that are new to this type of volatility. For some of us, we're just like, all right, it's cute. What's really going on? Yesterday, I gave a really in-depth analysis on Bitcoin. So if you want something really in-depth, please look at last night. Please listen to last night's Zoom session. Today is just going to be just a quick brief, kind of a recap of yesterday, or not so much a recap, but a continuation of yesterday. So we actually overnight ended up pushing much higher. I went to bed very soon after our Zoom session yesterday. Like I said, I'm not really excited too much about this for reasons that I mentioned yesterday. So woke up and I saw that we went all the way to 94.60 on Bitcoin. Good job. Good job, market makers. Really good job. Now we left this really ugly wick here on the 12-hour, and we are now at 87.80 and dropping. We got really far away from that 9 EMA. So we all know that's going to get closed either by the 9 EMA pushing higher, which means that Bitcoin has to maintain this type of level to allow the 9 EMA in a few days to catch up, or the quicker way is to come down and meet the 9 EMA, which typically is what happens. She comes down, checks that 9 EMA, and finds support and pumps up from touching that 9 EMA, but that space will be closed. That's pretty much a given. So where does that leave us overall? How is it looking right now? It was a really bullish move. Let's look at the daily real quick here. Overall, we closed at 1,039 was the candle, 1,039 yesterday's candle. This candle here is minus $15, but it's still significant that it went up that high. This was the previous lower high, and this was that level that I was telling you guys that if we close and confirm above this lower high, we confirm a reversal of trend. We wicked into it, but we didn't close it, and we sure as hell did not confirm it. We are now currently about $300, $400 below it, but that doesn't mean that we can't push higher. We're just closing up that gap. So there's still room for the bulls to move up and close and confirm above this lower high. And again, I'm still sticking to what I said. That will reverse that trend. We would no longer be in a downtrend. We will now be in not that this isn't an uptrend, but when you have a fall, when you're in a downtrend, there's a point of reversal that no longer signifies you're in a downtrend, which is typically when you overcome the previous lower high to now show that you are now reversing this fall and you're now going the opposite direction. Here, even though this is an uptrend, this doesn't confirm it's an uptrend because you still have this high here. So now that this previous high, so now that if you break this previous high, you are showing a reversal of trend. Once you pass the high, you're now in a new higher high and you're just moving up obviously that much higher. But this was a key level for me. And we're not there yet. We're almost there. I'm not going to say that we're not going to pass it. But like I mentioned yesterday, who's buying? I know the world isn't buying. I know retail isn't buying. I know sure as hell Twitter doesn't have enough money to push this up here. So you just have to ask yourself, just be cautious. I just want you guys to not FOMO and do your own research, just to make sure that what you're buying, what you're putting your hard-earned money is into something that's going to benefit you. not that's going to leave it in the hands of people that are hopefully not artificially pumping this market in order to take your money. Has that happened before? You better believe it. Many, many times have we seen that. Here, I'll give you a quick example. Look to the left. My favorite phrase, look to the left. Do you think all the people here that thought we're going to all-time high aren't holding Bitcoin as she came right back down and then some? So it's just, I want you guys to just be careful and not just rely on what Twitter says. Twitter is already calling for 14,000. I just woke up, got on Twitter while I was in bed, and the "I told you so, we're going to $14,000" are already popping up. I'm not going to name any names. You guys know who they are. So they're already calling 14,000. So I just want you to have a realistic view. Could we go to 14,000? Sure we can. Is it probable? In my opinion, no. But, if you believe it is, make sure you stay in it. If you believe that we're not, ride your stop loss up and make sure that you take profit on these alts. Alts are going to bleed much, much more than Bitcoin is, because on this run here, alts didn't really pump too much. Bitcoin pumped. The money was pumping Bitcoin, not the alts. So imagine if this were to fall, how much more these alts are going to fall. Now, if you're holding Bitcoin, in my opinion, it's not. I mean, you want to have skin in the game. If you're day trading Bitcoin, obviously you want to ride your stop loss up. If you're playing the long-term game, there's really no bad time under 10,000 to buy Bitcoin, because we saw Bitcoin go to 20,000. So anytime you buy under 10,000 at any level, you've got skin in the game. You're covered. If we go back to all-time high, you've doubled your money. And it's never a bad idea to double your money in any market, in any trading, in any investment. You're doubling your money. It's just a matter of how many times are you doubling your money that you really want to ask yourself. So obviously, the lower you buy, the more multiples you're going to have. But I will never complain about doubling my money. So if I bought Bitcoin at $9,600, and I double it at 20,000, trust me, at 20,000, I'm not going to be that depressed about it. I've just doubled my money. I'm going to be much happier with the lower buys, obviously. But the point is, just nobody really knows which direction we're going. And as long as you have some Bitcoin is what I want you to make sure that you're covered. Be careful with the alts. The alts are a whole different type of ball game. When the alts run, they will, almost all of them, outperform Bitcoin. But when they bleed, oh wow. In the same aspect as they go up, they will bleed more than Bitcoin will ever bleed. So be very careful with that. Don't get stuck in the FOMO and hold those altcoins if Bitcoin is going to take a dive. And right now, as of right now, we technically did not crack the previous lower high. So this can still be technically, still right now at this point, it's still a lower high until it breaks this. So just be careful, because if this goes down, those alts are just going to get hammered. Weekly, I want to show you guys something. I was just looking at it this morning. So here's a trend line. We've got 14,000, 13.2. We pumped up 12.3. We pumped up 10.5. We pumped up 9.5. Are we going to cross this? Or are we going to come back down like every one of these and then try it again and then break it? Or are we going to break it here? Just something to think about. We're analysts. This is what we do. We look for trends. We look for trend lines. We look for support and resistance. We try to find some rationale to market structure to see what's causing this to go up. Anything in the TA? Is there anything that we missed? Is there anything pushing the price action higher? Um, we have to look at all possibilities. So as you can see, when you zoom out, we're still in a downtrend. We're in a downtrend. I'm not trying to be negative, like I told you guys yesterday in the Zoom session. I just want you to have a full picture of what's going on, because I've been there where you're at, where you feel invincible, where you feel like Bitcoin's never going to come down. It's just going to continue to pump. And I've gotten caught in it. I've gotten caught in the FOMO. And there's no worse feeling than to see it drop. After you thought that, oh man, there's no way. We've got this a guy who's been doing Bitcoin for 4 years, and he's calling 14K, and his stuff is usually spot on. There's no way he's wrong. He wouldn't do that to his followers. He's not that he's doing it to his followers. Is that, just like I told you the other day, it's impossible to trade without emotion. It's impossible. If people tell you they trade without emotion, they're full of shit. We're humans. It's not about trade. It's not about not trading with emotion. It's about learning how to control your emotion. And emotion gets away from people. That's why you have those people posting on Twitter, we're going to see all-time high. We're going to go to 14,000. It's not that they're doing anything malicious. It's just that they're getting their emotions are getting the best of them. I am at that point in my life, in my trading career, that I am not as easily moved as I used to be. And like I told you guys before, the best lessons that you're going to have is when you lose money. And trust me, I have lost thousands, tens of thousands of dollars in my career. The more you lose, the more you remember those losses, and the more you learn to control your emotion and look at the big picture. That's why you don't see me, get overly excited. Oh yeah, this is it. This is not really. I like to zoom out a little bit more, and you guys will get there one day. Trust me. I see a lot of you guys continuing to short Bitcoin and continuing to lose money, and that's okay. I don't say anything to you guys. I let you guys have to lose money to learn how to trade. It's just a rite of passage. Short it all you want. Try to leave yourself at least $100 left from your portfolio. That's all I ask, because at least with $100, you have hope to one day make half of that money back. But continue to short it, continue to get wrecked, and that's what the market is about. That the market works. The market makers and the algorithms work in probabilities. They understand human emotion. So they will program bots based on human emotion to do the opposite of what you guys are doing. They will always win. As you FOMO in, they know the level of where people are buying, people are shorting, and they will just do the opposite with zero emotion, because it comes from an algorithm. And that's one of the things that people just don't understand. How come when I short, it goes up? How come when I long, it goes down? Because you're all human and you're all doing the same thing. You're all thinking the same thing. You're all trying to do the one thing that everyone tries to do. I'm going to outsmart the market. It's a no-brainer. Look at this. It's obviously going to go down. Everybody goes into short, it shoots up. Everybody gets liquidated, it goes down. It's not that difficult when you look at it from different lenses, like I am. So be careful. Continue to short. Continue to lose money, and one day you'll get it. One day you'll have a little bit clearer view, and you won't try to make up those losses by continuing to do the same thing you're doing over and over again. Be careful. Be careful. I've seen a lot of people come and go in this space. A lot of people completely wipe out their portfolios and just give up on trading. And that's not what I want you guys to do. I want you guys to lose money so you can get a more realistic view, but I don't want you to blow out your accounts. Because if you do that, then you have nothing left, and then you're going to miss out I think, on one of the greatest opportunities that we're going to have in the next 10 years, being not only crypto, but the whole object is to make money on crypto so that we could invest in the stock market. Those are two great opportunities that are lining up perfectly. And I really would hate for you guys to miss it. My whole life, I've always missed the stock market, the opportunity to invest in the stock market. I just didn't know anything about it. So I never invested in that. I didn't know what it was about. And now that I got into crypto, I'm very grateful that it brought me here where I'm at. And now I have a chance to participate in, I think, one of the greatest sales in stock market history is going to be coming up. Same thing with Bitcoin. So I'm very, very grateful, and I'm very happy to share this journey with you guys. But I also want you guys to have a realistic view. And this isn't a casino. This isn't something where you're going to put money and take money and take more money out. That's not how it works. A lot of people come in. I get DMs all the time. I got $5,000. I want to make $100 a day. I want to make $200 a day. Where do I put my money at? I'm just like, wow. People think that they're just going to stick the money in somewhere and every day just pull money out. Just pull money out. Imagine if it was that easy. How many people would not be in this market? They're like, okay, I got 5,000. Just let me stick it in here, and every day I'll just pull out $100. Yeah, it's good. It's easy. Just tell me what to buy. It's not how crypto works. This is not what investing is about. That's gambling. That's a whole different ballgame. And it's a very fine line between what most people are doing right now, gambling, and actually trading and investing and learning how to minimize your losses. Because that's what TA is about. TA is about trying to minimize your losses so you can have more gains. TA isn't so much about winning. TA helps you to lose less. Helps you to make a more educated decision so you have less losses. And when you have less losses, you're automatically going to start making money. But until you focus on having less losses, you're always going to lose more money. And that's unfortunate. That might not make sense to some people, but trust me, one day you'll get to a point where that's going to make sense. Everyone have a really good day. We'll see you tonight in our Zoom session at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.